All right. Good morning, Agency Elephant users. This morning or almost afternoon for some of you people, I want to share how to set up your Agency Elephant accounts, prospecting campaigns that are set up in your event reminders area. So one of the things that I see a lot of users do when they have a ton of aged leads is there's two avenues to look at this from, okay? You can look at it from the avenue of I need activity now, so I need to trigger my Built for You aged lead campaign, which is over in your drips. I need activity now. But one of the things we recommend with this aged lead campaign is not to put any more than 250 people at a time into the system, okay? So when you're using this Built for You drip campaign, which starts immediately, separate your list out into batches of 250 people and trigger them every few weeks. But the other avenue is to look at how do I trigger automation to go out in my system all year long on autopilot using the prospecting campaigns that are in your system. So for example, in my Agency Elephant account, you'll notice here that I have a mixture of drips and event reminders that I've already fired off before 8:40 this morning, okay? These are because I have set up event reminder campaigns to prospect my leads that I have purchased in the past, to hit them on the renewal, to hit them 6 months before the renewal, 90 days, 60 days, 45 days, 15 days, whatever the intervals you are that you choose. Now, your account in your event reminder section comes with 3 different prospecting campaigns. There's one here. This is the third contact. There's one here and one here. There's 3 separate text messages that go out to your prospects based upon them being in specific groups and specific date fields, okay? It's very simple. I'm going to show you how to create a list really quick so that you can import a batch of, say, 5,000 aged leads into event reminder campaigns and sprinkle them out throughout the year so you see that kind of lift all year long, okay? You can do the same type of thing with other types of prospecting, but I'm going to show you how to use the event reminder campaign that's already in your account. So the first thing you're going to need to have is you're going to need to have a list. So your aged lead list that you download, you need to make sure that that list is formatted with the following headers. Okay, so you want to have first name. If I can spell today, I spilled a ton of coffee on my keyboard yesterday. It hasn't been going great. You want to go last name. You want their mobile, email, and you want expiration date. Okay, these are the header fields that you want in your Google spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet, number spreadsheet. I don't care what spreadsheet you're using. It's all going to be a CSV at the end. These are the 5 fields that you are going to need in order to trigger this type of campaign. You don't even necessarily need email, but if you have it, great. If not, you don't need this, okay? So you need to make sure that your list has first name, last name, has mobile, has email, and has expiration date. This expiration date is really important because this is what actually triggers those campaigns all year long. So based upon what the date field is, that will tell the system when to trigger it. We don't care about the year, but you need a year to import. We care about the month and day, okay? So if you've got a list of 5,000 leads, you should separate that lead list into 12 different months, have 12 different pages down at the bottom, and each of those pages should be for the month, and you do January 1 on one page, February 1 on the other page, maybe March 15th, whatever the dates are. Separate that list into 12 different months, so each of those months have expiration dates if you don't have expiration dates. If you don't have a true expiration date, that's not a big deal, but you can make up your own if you don't have those. If you have them, awesome. If it's all different, perfect. Great, that'll work as well. So this is the first thing you're going to need, okay? Then you're going to need to export that list, and it's going to need to be in a CSV file. All Agency Elephant imports have to be from a CSV. So I'm going to do a CSV test list here. I'm going to save that to my desktop. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to come in and just view some of this verbiage. Just make sure this verbiage sounds like you. Make sure this is what you're looking for to send out. These tokens will grab your name in your account. And this will grab the client's name or the customer's name, your name, and your company name. That's what those tokens are for. If you want to view what those are, they're over in your settings section. This is where your fields will grab first name and company name. All right, guys, now let's get to triggering that. How do we import the list in order to make sure that event reminder falls off? All you're going to do is come over to the Leads Manager section, okay? And just as an FYI, if you want to look at this, in order to trigger an event reminder campaign, you have to be in the correct group and you have to have the date field, the custom field of the expiration date, which is why it was really important on this header to write expiration date so it can all map over on its own and it can be a really simple import. You come over to leads, you're going to hit import leads. Under here, you need to make sure you put those people in the group that was tied to that event reminder campaign. Pretty simple, right? You're going to hit apply. I don't want to do the mobile verification or scrub because I've talked to all these people. If you haven't talked to those people, maybe hit the scrub list as well. Then you're going to hit select file and you are going to pick the CSV that you just created and hit start import. You'll notice that because I had the headers in my CSV file, it all mapped my information correctly. Make sure this says mobile and not phone because this is the texting line. It's a mobile, not a landline. Make sure all of this maps over correctly. And then you're going to come over here and hit don't import any unmatched columns because I had a couple columns that weren't matched because they were empty. Then you're going to hit next. As soon as this section happens, you're going to hit keep existing data, update, append, or manual. I always use append just because I don't want to change data, just add data to accounts if they're already in my system. And then I'm going to hit finish import. Now that I've done that, I have just set up that event reminder campaign, that prospecting campaign to fire off. And the way I did that was by adding them into the prospects BFY system and making sure that that import happened on the expiration date. Now, as soon as that list imports, it will send over this expiration date field here. It takes about a minute or two to import, but as long as if there's an expiration date on the account, and as long as if they are in that prospects built for you group, it will trigger that event reminder campaign, okay? That is as simple as it is. Importing the list into the correct group, prospects BFY, and make sure when you import that list, it has the expiration date. Those are the two things that you need to trigger these three different campaigns. So on this one, it is going to trigger every year 45 days before renewal. The second prospecting drip is going to trigger every year 30 days before its renewal, 1 month, right? And the last one is going to trigger every year 15 days before it's, 14 days, which is 2 weeks before that renewal. And mine was 1/1. So this is how you set up your account and import leads to have things happen on true automation where it's sprinkled out all year long, happening every single year. This is how you stack your data if you're purchasing leads where you say, hey, I'm buying 20 leads a month. Next year, you're going to have those maybe 15 go out because maybe some unsubscribed and maybe you sold a couple. You're going to have 15 plus the new 20. Now you have 35 going out. The next year, you're going to have 15 of those next 20 fell off. So you have 30 plus the new 20. Now you have 50 going out. This is how you set up your account for long-term success, long-term sprinkling out of leads, sprinkling out of prospecting campaigns through your account without manually importing those people every time you need to see an immediate lift. All right, guys, hope that helps. You guys have a great afternoon.